Today, we're going to make a microscope. But what is a microscope exactly? When you think of a microscope, you probably think of something like this. All a microscope really is a way to hold something very small, very steady, so that you can bend the light that bounces off of it, and so it makes the thing look bigger. What we're going to do today is we're going to make microscopes, very simple microscope, out of lenses and popsicle sticks or tongue depressors. There are many different types of lenses. Some lenses, the most commonly you think of, are this kind. They're called convex lenses or double convex lenses. And you can see they're convex because they're bent out on each side. Here's a really good example of a convex lens. Another type of lens is a concave lens, meaning that it curves inward. This is a double concave lens. This is a single convex lens. It's bent out on one side and flat on the other side. This is from a magnifying glass. This is just made out of plastic. Good lenses are made out of glass. But you can see that it focuses the light. Each lens has what's called a focal point. Some lenses, the focal point is closer, and some it's further away. So you can see it gets blurry there, and it focuses in there. But if I get too close, it unfocuses the light. What you're actually seeing is the image of the light bulb on the ceiling focused to one small point. You can also have a lens made out of a tiny glass bead. You can even make a lens out of a drop of water. Your eye even has a lens, and it's shaped a bit like this. It is a double convex lens. When you want to focus on something, so if something is far away and you turn to look at it, and at first it seems blurry and then it seems clear, your eye, the muscles in your eye are squishing this lens to try to change the focal point of the light to the back of your eye. If you want to learn more about exactly how the light is being bent and the physics and the math behind this, I highly recommend the videos linked in the web page. Some of the videos give a very clear, simple explanation, and some of them really dig into the math and physics that's going on when lenses bend light. You can buy lenses for a cell phone or an iPad that clip on and magnify what you want to look at, what you want to take a picture of. But that's no fun. We don't want to just buy things. We want to make stuff. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take a cheapo laser pointer from the dollar store, and we're going to take it apart carefully, and we are going to take the lens in here out of it, and we're going to use it to make a microscope lens. Now, it doesn't have to be a laser pointer from the dollar store. These lenses here are actually bits and pieces from old broken cameras. The lenses from old film cameras work especially well, so if you're in a thrift store and they have that big bin of old cameras, film cameras that nobody wants anymore, those have some really good high quality glass lenses in it. And the better quality the lens, the better quality image you'll get. The lens in this is not going to be a great lens, but it's cheap, it's easy, and it's very high magnification. Here are the tools that you'll need to do this project. You'll need a popsicle stick, or even better, a tongue depressor. They're wider, leaves you more space for the lens, easier to work with. You will need something to make the hole with. Now, I make it with a small round file. If you don't have one of those, a drill will do. If you're using a drill, please ask your parents first. And you will also need a screwdriver to get it open. You may need a pair of pliers. We'll see. So the first thing you do is you unscrew the back, if your laser pointer looks like mine. And if it doesn't, you still need to do this. Take out the batteries. In mine, there are 3 batteries. These batteries should be recycled in battery recycling. Those are available, Target, many places. Best Buy recycles them. These have different chemicals in them that are really bad for the environment, so you really should recycle these. The next thing we're going to do, now that we have the batteries out, is we're going to take the cap off here. Okay? This is just a piece of plastic. Put that to the side. And then we're going to take out this bit here. Let's see if you can see that. I'm going to take that out carefully without hurting ourselves. Here's where you might need a pair of pliers. Now you're going to want to be careful not to damage the lens. The lens is actually back here under this plastic. If you can, this green part here is called the PCB. This should be recycled as well, but it can be difficult to find a place to recycle it. What we're after here is we're going to use a very small screwdriver, and we're going to unscrew this black cap. This black cap, come on you, holds in, maybe I need an even thinner screwdriver. You're going to want a very fine screwdriver with a skinny head. Take that off, and inside we have a very small lens. Careful with this. They're basically invisible. You drop that in the carpet, you're going to be there for a while looking for it. Now what you want to do is you want to make a hole to put your lens in. The way I do this is I do it slowly because I'm very particular about this sort of thing. Now if I push too hard, I'm very much going to break this. So now we'll just make the hole. Check every now and then to see if your hole's big enough. You don't want to make it too big because then the lens will just fall out. You need to make the hole basically perfectly the right size. And there we go. Fits just snug. Now you're probably going to mess up. You're probably going to make the hole too big the first time. I've gone through a lot of tongue depressors doing this, getting this just right. It stays in nicely on its own. You don't have to glue it. It stays nice and flat. So let's use it. Let's try it out now. There is my fingerprint. So how do we use our lens? You might first think, well, I'll just stick it up to my eye and look through it. But unfortunately, your eyelashes are going to get in the way. The focal length, meaning the distance that the light focuses in from the lens, is too short to use this with your eye. Which is why you can use lenses with your naked eye with a bigger lens because the focal length is generally much longer. With this type of high-powered lens, you either need a complicated set of other lenses, like on a microscope, to be able to use your eye, or we can just simply attach it to a cell phone. I'll show you how with this old broken cell phone, because I can't use my cell phone that I'm recording you on, to put this on it. And what you want to do is you want to line up the lens exactly with the camera on the cell phone. You could try to hold it in place with your hand, but I gotta tell you, my hands aren't that steady. So a simple rubber band, in this case I think I gotta go twice around. A rubber band will be your best friend and will help it hold it right where you want it to be. This also works with tablets. You're gonna need a bigger rubber band. If you do end up making one of these microscopes, I would love to see the pictures you get. And if you get some cool close-up pictures, zoom out and take a regular picture of the object. If you get some cool pictures like that, I will include them in our image of the day on the website. You can be our guest photographer. So if you take a cool image of a turtle shell up close, and then you take one further away so we can see what it is, you can be on the website too. The most important thing you're going to need is light. The reason for that is because the camera needs light to see the image. The problem is you're going to need to get so close into the object to get it to focus properly that you're going to basically cover the whole object. I recommend taking a light, a flashlight or some sort of light source, and shining it from the side. That'll help illuminate the object so that the camera gets enough light to take a picture. You'll also need steady hands. There's a reason that the microscopes look like this. This base holds the thing steady. You notice you don't pick up a microscope and wave it around at the object. You put the object on the microscope and the microscope holds it still. The higher the magnification that you have for a lens, the more your hand moving is going to make it blurry. The less the magnification is, the easier it is to take a picture. Experiment with different types of lenses. You'll figure out what works for you. What you can also do that's really cool is you can use the video feature on your camera or your tablet, and you can do videos. So you might find a neat bug and you zoom into it and you can take videos of something that otherwise you probably wouldn't have been able to see.